Thomas, I know we talked a lot about how this team isn't really a three-point shooting team. They're more in the paint. But how good did it feel to get 4 3-pointers today?
It's because we're so good in the paint that the three-point kind of opened up for me early, and my teammates did a great job setting me screens in front of me when I was open. But our bread and butter is getting the ball inside, and we played inside out today, so I got some open looks that got me going.
I have to ask about that late layup you had. Did you think about dunking?
Yeah, I was close. I felt like it. I should have. 5 years from now, I'll probably look back and be like, dang, I should have dunked.
For senior day, 3 leading scorers are you two and Lindy. How special was that for you guys to just play as well as you played on a day to be recognized?
I think it's great. We've been through the trenches with these guys, so seeing them succeed at any time, any game is great for me. And when they succeed, I feel like I succeed. So anytime I see them have success, I count it as my success as well.
Compliment too. You know, it's cool. I think it was a great moment for us as seniors. You know, being celebrated, honored on this game, and for us to go out and win and perform the way we did is pretty special. You know, it's the right way to do it.
Cam, I know you mentioned you'd have a lot of people here, high school friends and stuff. Have you gotten to catch up with them at all yet?
I'll see them after the game. They know how important my preparation for games are, especially the night before. I don't really, you know, they can do their own thing, go visit, tour around Stillwater or something like that. I'm going to be, you know, focused the night before a game every day. So I'll see them after this.
How did having them here add to today and just this experience with senior day for you?
You know, it's fun. It's great for them to show their support for me. You know, I definitely have a great circle, as well as, you know, all my teammates as well. You know, they also have support system. Thomas' family came all the way from Tampa to make the game. You know, Lindy's family's here, and they always show love and their support amongst us. So, you know, it's just like an extended family, especially this group that the things that we went through. You know, nothing can like take away those memories from us. You know, those are like experiences that we're gonna share for a lifetime.
Thomas, what did that mean to you to have the game you did in front of your family?
It was great. It was my sister's first time in Gallagher, and I think it might have been like the 3rd time ever seen me play in college in person. So it was great. I'm glad they got to see Stillwater and Gallagher-Iba, and the fans here are amazing.
The game felt a little sloppy at times. How did you guys kind of keep things settled and take control in that first half?
Can you ask that again? Sorry.
It got sloppy at times with turnovers, especially, Iowa State too, but how did you guys stay settled and calm?
I mean, the way Iowa State plays is very up and down and hectic. So when we got up and down, sometimes you have to live with some mistakes. We probably had a little bit too many, but I think we played fast, and that's what we want to do. We obviously, how many turnovers do we have today? Ooh, sheesh, 15. Yeah, we'll probably run for that maybe, but we need to take care of the ball better going into this next game because the team we play is really tough, hard-nosed defensive team. So that's an area that we definitely need to clean up.
Cam, would you like to see Thomas get that dunk at the end?
Yeah, I was hoping for it. I'd have been better than any of one of my dunks. I'll say that much. I would be way more impressive. So yeah, I was hyped and hoping that he would at least try. But no, I don't blame him. We're 35 games in, 30 games in. Yeah.
You know, Trey Reeves he's always been a crowd favorite. How special was it to hear his name being chanted towards the end of the game and for him to get in?
I think it's great. He embodies what it means to be an Oklahoma State Cowboy. He supports everybody. He wants to see everybody succeed. First and foremost, he's a great human being. And then for him to get on the court for senior night, especially for his family and for him, I know it meant a lot for him. But any success that he has is he's going to be a very successful person in any avenue that he chooses.
You both set the tone kind of early, but Cam, you specifically, what was working for you early on to really get it going for you guys today?
I just try to play inside out. That's just been my philosophy for the past few games, I'll have to say. And it's worked for me. Continue to attack the paint until, they make an effort, a conscious effort to try to stop me, and then I can show that, I'm capable of doing things on the perimeter. But, just trying to stick to the things I'm great at, not just what I'm good at.
There were a lot of great alums here today that were mentioned and recognized. I mean, you guys are going to have an opportunity to come back and kind of do the same. I know it's senior day, but what's it like for you guys to maybe think about what you're going to take away from this day that you might reflect on like they were today?
Just looking at how the crowd embraced them, 15, 20 years away since from when they've been in that arena, it's a huge thing. The crowd definitely appreciates what they have done for our program, and, they definitely set a standard, that has, been of excellence for night in and night out. And, we just try to play for them, and continue to play for the guys before us, because they've definitely paved the way for us.
It's encouraging for you guys at senior day, but you see the young guys have spurts like Avery and Caleb and guys like that today.
Yeah, they definitely told us before the game, they were going out there and play for us, and I feel like they've definitely made our senior year worthwhile, thus far. Really, we're definitely not done yet. But they've definitely competed at a high level and just go out there and play the right way. That's all we ask. We don't really ask for much from them this early. And, one day they'll be in our seats doing what we do, and then they'll be asking their freshmen to do the same thing for them. So I think they have a good understanding. If not, if they didn't before, they definitely did today, of what it's like for what it feels like to be a senior a little bit, just going out there and just playing hard. And we just appreciate all of that. We appreciate all of them.
What do you guys think of Avery's fake behind-the-back pass?
That's what he does. I saw him in high school. He was a highlight reel. And he can do that. He's definitely a flashy player and can get the crowd going, with his ability to, make plays that are, just crowd pleasers. So it was a sight to see.
Cam, when I talked to you a couple days ago, you said, you might be a little emotional with the pregame stuff. Were you pretty emotional during that pregame festivity?
Yeah, I teared up a little bit. Just a little bit. Last couple, it actually really hit me, Like I said, my answer was if they play the right song. I don't know what song they played, but it was the right one. So, yeah, that's definitely.
Song, wasn't it?
I don't know, but it hit. Yeah, it hit home.
Anything else? Thanks. I'll be right back to Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Get us started with your thoughts on.
Another tough Big 12 battle, like they all are. But it's pretty fitting, I think, as you look at the stat sheet and the guys who've really, in many ways, should be the story today. Show up on the stat sheet as our double-figure scorers. Really proud of everything that they've done. Happy that we're able to win this game on the day that we're honoring them and their families are here to see. And excited about that this team continues to show improvement as we wind down the last couple weeks of the season.
Did you think Thomas was going to dunk late?
Definitely did not think he was going to dunk. I've never thought Thomas Dziagwa was going to dunk. In fact, I heard back in the coach's locker room that someone said that he should dunk while it was happening. And whoever that is, they won't reveal themselves, I'm sure. We may need to have a conversation about their evaluation skills.
Have you ever seen him dunk?
No, ever. I mean, he can't dunk, guys. I mean, it's not. What are we talking about?
He thought about it.
Yeah, of course. Maybe the quickest passing thought through his evolving mind ever. That was not a deep thought.
What were the emotions like today, and then to get all the guys, be able to get them to get in the game and play?
Yeah, I mean, I never go into the game trying to manipulate who's going to play just because, especially in Big 12 play, you never know how it's going to turn out. But in many ways, it played out the way you would want it to, giving them an opportunity for the fans to acknowledge them. Man, the range of emotions are deep and wide from, those guys. Just everything that everything that they're about, kind of goes against what we believe now young people are about. I think they've shown that we shouldn't paint with a broad brush. That kids are not tough or aren't resilient or can't handle things when they don't go well. They're exactly the opposite. And I've got a 7-year-old son, and if he's like those guys, I'll be a proud dad.
What was it like to hear, the arena chant Trey's name, one more time here on Senior Day?
Yeah, it was awesome. He's in with that group, I'm not sure Trey would have ever thought about leaving Oklahoma State. Obviously, he came here to go to school and get a degree in accounting. But he certainly didn't expect to be a part of the program that his dad was a part with all the stuff that went on in the 4 years that he's been here. So, would have been very understandable for him to say, Dad, that's not the same program anymore. I'm not sure this is what we want to be about, but he's been determined that he wanted to be a difference maker for us. And whatever role he was asked to do, he filled it to the maximum, all the way to trying to take a charge in the last possession of the game when there's no need to try to take a charge there. But that's Trey Reeves, right? Whatever's the right thing to do, he does it. No hesitation, no questions asked. And like I said, whatever he does in his life, he's going to be extremely successful in. I may be calling him for advice about professional opportunities if coaching doesn't work for me. But I'm really proud to have been a part of this with him.
A lot of important figures in the crowd today, including Tony Allen. What was it like to get him around your guys before this game?
It's awesome. I've said it I don't know how many times. I'm a passerby in many ways. I hope I'm passing by here for a long time. But this program belongs to him and Mr. Iba and Coach Sutton and the guys who wore the jersey. And you made this place a place where people wanted to come watch basketball. They came to watch guys like him. They care about this program because of the way guys like him played. And it's important that our guys on the team currently, especially the younger guys who may not understand it, can always reflect on what that looks like. We showed them the clip because sometimes you can tell young people things and they think maybe you're just embellishing significance for them. So I told them when we met earlier that Kobe Bryant had said that Tony Allen was the toughest guy to ever guard him. And I didn't want to take any chances that they would go back and say, man, Coach was just trying to hype up this guy because he's back in town. So we played the clip for him so that they could hear it themselves. And so, validating his significance to the game of basketball. He respected it at the highest level and played in a way that most people thought he probably shouldn't make it the way he did at the highest level of the game. But because of the hard work that he put in, the game rewarded him. And that's what we try to instill in these guys now.
A little craziness in the Big 12 today, some upsets and stuff. As you move forward towards the tournament, how important was it to you guys to come out here and be calm and settle and take everything that you need to do?
Yeah, senior days are always pretty nerve-wracking for a coach. They're probably more nerve-wracking for me now as a head coach than they were as an assistant, quite honestly, because you don't have as many thoughts in your mind. But you always worry about how the guys will deal with the emotion of being honored and thinking about all those memories and then having to go out and play. So I was glad that the game settled itself down and we were able to play a pretty good game after the first 3 or 4 possessions. But it's an important thing to do, to let these kids know how much we appreciate not only the way they play, but how they represented us. And I've said it before, at some point we're going to be having a lot of success here. And the players on that team that's winning won't have any more importance on why we're having success than these guys who gave us a chance to stabilize where we were, because it was a little turbulent there for a while. And now we're being able to go out and preach a message that this program's in pretty good shape and you can come on and help us take the next step. So I'm very appreciative of those guys, and I'm glad that we're able to play well enough to win. And, all we can do is control the games that we play in. Obviously we kind of keep our eyes on the rest of the league, but we can't control any other outcomes except for the games that we're involved in, so we'll focus on that.
How did you think the way your non-seniors played in order to have their seniors back and get this win today?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier this week with the non-seniors specifically, without the seniors involved, that one day they'll be seniors. And they're going to want whoever the younger guys in the room to respect the work that they put in to this program and play in a way that'll give them a chance to go out as winners and the way they play. So I think our guys took that to heart and gave us a spark. I thought Avery was good in some of his minutes. I thought Caleb gave us some good minutes as well. And we need those guys to continue to get better because as we look around, they're the future of the program.
Second half, you guys had maintained the lead around 7 to 10 points the whole time and never really let them get on a run to try and cut that down. What was the key to that for you?
Really the key was just making sure that we didn't relax and change the way we had played. I think we took 14 threes, only 4 in the second half. So we didn't get a lead and then start taking a bunch of shots that didn't get us the lead. And even the threes that we took, one was, I think, 2 or 3 of them were maybe late shot clock ones that, Yor got his shooting percentage down, unfortunately. But now I don't have to hear that he's the greatest three-point shooter in the history of our school, so that'll help me. But we continue to play the game the right way, continue to impose our will in the paint and get ourselves to the free throw line.
When you look at this senior class, every class looks to leave its mark, and you kind of touched on it before, but how would you sum up maybe the legacy of what the senior class leaves for the young guys coming in?
I don't know if it's ready to be determined yet. I believe that this team's got more basketball life left in it. I'll say this about where we are now. Starting off 0-8, there's a lot of reasons to, again, right, say, you know what, man, I've been through enough. I can't do this anymore. And for them to not take that approach and to have a bit of a turnaround, right? We obviously aren't going to finish the season where we had hoped we would, but we're going to have a positive finish to the season, and it's going to be because of those guys. Because of what they've been through, they didn't flinch, and they don't give in to adverse situations. And I think that's something that they'll be able to be proud of as they move forward. And it's something that's going to translate into the rest of their lives. At some point, they're going to be dads, and their kid's going to come home with a bad report card, or they're going to be husbands, and they're going to forget to bring the milk home. And I know what that's like. Not good. And hopefully that's the extent of it, right? But you're going to deal with some things that aren't comfortable, and they're going to have a lot of experience in standing up and facing it head on and making a positive outcome of it.
Thomas's role has changed a little bit throughout the season. He was starting at one point, now he's really come into that role as a sixth man in the second half of the season. Just talk a little bit about his progression throughout the season and what he's done for this team.
I'm not sure that I would agree that his role changed. I think sometimes we make too much of who starts. Really, I would guess if I go back and look, even the games he hasn't started, if they were close, he was in at the end. And that's kind of really the most important time, especially in a close game. But we needed something different for our team, and his offensive ability off the bench gave us somebody that we knew could bring that punch off the bench. And, in true Thomas Dziagwa fashion, his only response was, if you believe it's going to help us, then let's do it. And no flinching, no complaining. He embraced it. In fact, I don't remember if it was the first game, but I think it was the first game that he came off the bench was Baylor at home, I think. And, he know what his job is when he gets on the court. And I think the first time he caught it, he shot it and it went in. So his role is still the same. He's got to be able to space the floor, not be a liability defensively, provide great leadership for us.
In the 4 years that you've been here and the 4 years that the seniors have been here, there's been a lot of inconsistency, but the one consistency is them staying with you. Just how important are they to you overall?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about them more than it does me. They're not quitters. Right? We throw that word around a lot about young people They're not. They're resilient. They're tough kids. They're really high character guys who believe that some good can come out of maybe some things that don't look good on the surface. And I think it also shows a lot about our program, right? You don't necessarily want to just leave Oklahoma State. It's a place you want to stick with because we got the best fans in the country. And when you do what they've done, they will be loved by this program and our fans for the rest of their lives. I would imagine when they come back, I don't know, Tony's been gone 15, 16 years, that they'll get a similar type of response from our crowd that those guys got today because his impact on our program obviously led to a lot more wins and success, but their impact on our program and getting us to a chance where we can have that type of success again is going to be just as important.
Were you concerned with turnovers today?
Kind of, but we were just kind of sloppy with the ball. I was concerned because they weren't pressuring us until late. We had a couple late. The 5-second was kind of awkward. Yours charge. So some of them are just things that you don't really, that could go either way. I think yours charge maybe late, or it might have been Caleb. I think Caleb's 4-foul was a charge in the paint. It's a block charge, you kind of. So some of the turnovers, yeah, but some of them you kind of got to live with because guys are trying to make aggressive plays. It's certainly something that we have to address before Wednesday because K-State may be the most physical defensive team in the conference.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you guys so much.